Alright, so this video is going to be detailing the synth retention split. So this entails the synth retention quest, along with all the stuff that happens in the institute itself to prepare for stuff later on and doing quest stuff. So first thing that happens is that you are teleported into the teleporter room. Okay, that took a while. So first thing you want to do is go to every medkit box. Then go to the terminal, put in the network scanner, and then you want to stop about this doorway and wait for Father to do his dialogue. If you run all the way to the elevator, then when you enter the elevator, it won't actually go down. You'll be stuck there, and the game will soft lock. So once Father finishes saying, "Go into the elevator," that's when you can enter. And that will help prevent a soft lock. Also, when in here, don't touch the button. Just enter and do nothing. And then you have a bit of time to wait now. So yeah, taking the precautions that I do to prevent the soft lock, I don't think I've ever had a soft lock happen. So I suspect that those precautions are sufficient. So you go down here, run through here, talk to Sean, talk to Father. And when talking to Father, you need to be sure that at a particular line, I'll see if I can remember. It's really you. Okay. When you do the line, it's really you, then you want to be mashing circle instead of X, because doing circle will continue the dialogue, doing X will just go into a tangent and then you'll end up back at this thing. And then keep on mashing X. And then when that happens, I generally find it a good idea to turn on the institutionalized quest. This causes all the people to arrive on my Pip-Boy. And while I know where they are anyway, having these markers up means that I can tell when I've done enough dialogue with them. With all of these NPCs, you go through the dialogue until they ask you if you want to ask a question, at which point you can run away. Even if you accidentally ask a question, then you can still run away and be fine. So right there, she asked me if I wanted a question. At that point I could have ran away, but I put in power needs, but I was still able to run away. Then bioscience is the same. You enter into here, talk to this guy, Clayton. Once you're done with that, run off. You know, once you see medical care on X. Okay, so then it's advanced systems. This is a bit more important because there are medkits in here, but also in this room over here, there are relay grenades, and you want to pick up all of them. And then you talk to Madison Lee, just like everyone else. Mash X until she asks if you want a question. Okay, that was actually... You can go through the med boxes if you want to. So you go through here. Now, another thing that's important is that when you enter here, you want to run immediately, because this is another case where NPCs can block your way through. So you run through as soon as you can. You can go right, do those synth relay grenades. You can look through the ammo box. You might have stim packs in the medkits and the locker, but mainly you just want the relay grenades, and then go to AO. You can do AO and then the relay grenades, or you can do the relay grenades and then AO. It's exactly the same. Once you've done this, you'll have done the institutionalized quest. Yeah, once you ask about the reclamation process, you can leave again. Alright. And then run to Father. Yeah, that completes the quest. So you run to Father. He tells you about Synth Retention quest. Once you've done with the dialogue, just teleport out to the CIT ruins. So this dialogue also carries out as usual. In fact, I'm pretty sure every other dialogue happens just by mashing X. So yeah, once completed, talk to Father, go to the CIC ruins, and then run off. Now again, that same mattress and bed there is a place where it might be useful for you to sleep, but I don't, because I don't find it to be worth it. Okay, so I run past here. Again, I run past here. I might either take a jet or go and shoot any raiders in that I can see. And then I run across this bridge. And then from here, I take the exact same route as I take to the railroad. There was that guy there, but I ran past. If you run non-stop, you'll generally not have much of a problem, because they won't try to attack you in time. Like you'll be too fast. So I go around here. Skip forward a bit. Okay. So once you're at this point, you continue running off here. Then you want to let your IOP refresh, because that's good. I go onto this pier. I jump and go into the Pip-Boy so I can use the Red X, so that I take less rad damage on the swim. And then another thing you can do is quickly jump over and over, which further reduces the amount of rads you take. Then you run past here. You run through the Boston Airport settlement, like this. Once you're over here, turn that way. Like that. I feel it. No, it doesn't look like I accidentally took a jet, so that's fine. Again, swim and jump. And then over here, you really do want to save. Because it is kind of likely, well, not kind of likely, but it is possible for you to get nuked. In this quest. And you also want to save before eating these guys. So I actually do just that. Oh, I actually decided to save until daytime. Okay. But you are probably better off having it be nighttime rather than having it be daytime, because the extra bit of stealth from being nighttime and the reduced risk of being blown up is probably worth more than just having solar powered on. So I did that, took the chems, killed both of these guys, exactly the same as with 10 Pines Bluff, 8-1, and then carry on. And then you're basically running onto the place. And I had lethargy from that, so I took a thing. Then you want to run straight this way. So yeah, run through here. You don't need to talk to the courser at all. You run here. And then you get to this point. And so what I usually do is I do a jet, and then I try to follow up, keeping the reticle on the beam and going up in bursts so that I don't accidentally run all the way off. But I think in the future I'll have to either ensure that it's dark when I do this, or just try to get up as fast as I can. Apparently this is a lot easier on PC because you can just look in the direction you're going and then run, and like very precisely run in an exact direction. But on console this is a bit harder. If you've done regular glitches, this is basically the same, but typically using jet to make things a bit easier. But as you'll see, I'll see if I can see the explosion or not. Yeah, you can for a frame or two see the mini nuke, but that's death. That loses about 2 minutes. So now I'm at that point. Actually, I'll go back a bit. So when you're up top, by now you'll probably run out of chems. So you want to do another jet and then jump up. This is also a point at which you'll typically have a bit of difficulty trying to jump up, but you can just do that and then enter here. Here I just talk to this guy. It might actually be possible to skip that, but then I just, well, you might want to go to the first aid kit, but you can. Usually you just want to exit immediately. You don't even need the course code, so I might be able to skip that. So yeah, you shoot that guy, you shoot the guy in there, he gives the password, you run onto this beam so that you're further away from the other enemies so that you can actually teleport away. And this ends the split. Yeah, that ends the split for Synth Retention. But this video is also going to detail the Battle of Bunker Hill split, which I call Wii Courser because the course that you kill in this split is a lot easier. So yeah, you run up to the father, there's some dialogue with him, Um, so again, as usual, you go up. Oh, that was actually quite long. Okay, you run up. You run this way to your dormitory, and this is actually fairly quick. So the way that I do it is I talk to X6 once, I run inside, I grab the stim packs, I leave, talk to him once, and then leave again. And then as you're returning to Father, the quest will complete. And doing this, I don't think I've had it fail to complete. So then there's that dialogue. Again, as usual, he's talking about the railroad, but they're, they don't have much life. So now when you go back to the surface, you're going to run to where the courser is, a bit south of Bunker Hill. So same route as Synth Attention. Again, you might want to jet. You might want to kill some raiders. You might want to just jet past. I've never been killed there except for during testing. But one thing you definitely want to do after that is you want to there's a Myrloc that's always here, and you want to find it and kill it, because otherwise that Myrloc will prevent you from teleporting after killing the Courser. So when you got that guy, you go over to the Courser. You kill him. And then I did eat him in this. In this run. Then you want to run about over here. About that point. Or that point. Around there. And teleport back. By that point, you're usually far enough away from the hostilities that you can just run back and be fine. Okay. Once you enter, immediately teleport back out to the CRT ruins and then enter the building. You go straight into the CRT Rotunda, which is the other building. You go. So when you enter, because this is a little confusing, you want to go straight to the right, all the way down, and then up the steps. Certainly in the challenge runs that I've done, I've found that building to be a little confusing. But you do it that you take that route and it's always good. Now, in other runs, I've seen people shoot Father to skip dialogue. I don't do it in survival because my gun is so powerful, and my concern is killing Father, which would end the run, because then I wouldn't be able to go back into the institute and do anything else. So talk to him. Once he says it's time to go back in, you can walk away. He teleports away, and then you want to go back into your power armor, which you left quite a while ago, and then enter the institute with that, and then immediately exit. So enter, Pip-Boy, teleport. At that point the split finishes, but once you're back in, take your power armor to the side and leave it. That way you can, if you teleport back, it's a bit easier. And it's not as in the way. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. And the next video is going to be talking about the quest pinned and the quest mass fusion. Yeah, those quests.